Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Before we get into the topic of this video, I want to say thank you to those who helped me with the impersonation situation on TikTok. That seemed to have been successful, but I took myself on over to TikTok today just to check some things out. And now there is another impersonator. These people are just diabolical in their actions. And so, unfortunately, you've got to watch me with some mess across my face. Now, I can't put it too low because then they just hide it. I can't put it too high because then they just hide it. So, I got to put it right where it is front and center. And once again, I appreciate if you would bear with me as I deal with the diabolical thieves. I have already gotten into taking care of this just as I did before. And so we are in the process of some steeper legal things. And so I expect to win once again. It's just unfortunate that we have to be inconvenienced in this manner, but I know so many of you are rocking with me here on the Adrienne Ross Show on YouTube, and I expect you will continue to do that, and I appreciate you for it. Just a minor inconvenience, a bump in the road, and we will win. So you can see there the name of this account and be aware of it. Please go over and report this. I am blocked, so I had to be logged out before I could even see it. I would never have known. You can see it's just recently been started, but I was blocked. I was out, and then I had to. I can't even leave a comment over there and say anything because they blocked me, so I can't comment. These people are nasty. But we shall win, and we shall win and win and win as many times as we have to. All right, so now we are going to get into the topic of this video. Here's the deal. When you are great, can you show your age? Can you raise your hand if you remember what I'm talking about? Great. Young folks are like, what? Other folks are like, Tony the Tiger. Okay, when you are great, people who don't even want to admit it find themselves having to just speak the truth. Not my truth. And I did that over on the second channel, Adrienne Ross Squared. Not my truth, the truth. And even those who were hesitant, they got to say what they got to say. They got to give props, or as the young folks say, or the current folks say, give her flowers. We remember that Dawn Staley was a part of the Olympic decision in which Caitlyn Clark was not chosen. And then during the Olympics, Dawn Staley said, had Caitlyn Clark been playing sooner the way she was playing when the Olympics started, then she would have been included. Most of us know she should have been included even then. Be that as it may, CC got the rest she needed and came back and started busting stuff down even more. And the Indiana Fever went to the playoffs, which was the goal at the beginning of the season. Okay, she said, had things been different, she would have been on Olympic team. Well, the bottom line is that Caitlyn Clark is not just a great athlete. We've seen great athletes. I have seen great women's basketball players, but we always say people are tuned in because it's the manner in which she plays. It's how good she is in not just one thing. Some people say, well, she just shoots the logo threes. Well, the logo threes are good enough, are pretty good, right? Good enough right there to draw attention. But the passing as well. So Dawn Staley had this interview. I saw it on X. And so we're going to go over to this X account. It's from SI and it is on drafts on X. And so let's take a watch at what she has to say here. Now, if for some reason the video is not here when you're watching it, that might mean it's a copyright issue. I'm not sure. So if that's the case, don't worry. The link to that video will be in the description of this video. Okay. So if it's not here, then you know why, and then you can go on over there. But for now, let's go over to X.
With her triple-double first game Well, I would say Caitlyn will go down as probably one of the best players to ever grace the league.
Oh,
and she's gonna probably do it. She's gonna probably
100%.
do it in half of the time that
100%.
it takes any other great player. Like when you're able to shoot the ball as well as she does,
Yeah.
I think her passing ability, her court vision is second to none.
Oh,
Like
facts.
her ability to deliver the basketball makes her like a triple threat. I mean, she rebounds the basketball. She's a big guard. Like she's a big guard.
Yeah.
Like people don't know. Like she's legitimately 6 feet.
Yeah.
So she sees over you. She's able to get her shot off on anyone. And I think the fact that they surrounded her with just such great talent, you know, a triple double is going to be a normal thing for Caitlyn.
Oh, a normal. I mean, triple
like
double.
normal.
Like she is third all time for triple doubles, and this is her second year in the league.
I don't even think she played 40 games.
No.
Maybe no. She's probably played less than 45 games.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
This is why Caitlyn Clark moves the needle. And I don't just mean moves the needle in terms of interest, in terms of people right now who are tuned into the WNBA, men and women who perhaps were not tuned into WNBA or tuned into sports at all. She moves the needle in that way, absolutely. But she moves the needle in terms of how you define greatness, I think. Because if Dawn Staley is correct, and Caitlyn Clark continues to not only shine and not only be great, but to do great things faster. She's like half the time as other great players. It's moving the needle. It's setting the goal higher and faster. The young folks who are going to come up, who are wanting to play basketball, who are looking at Caitlyn Clark, and we know that there are many, we see them in the stands. I came 1,500 miles to see Caitlyn Clark, or will you sign my shoe or whatever? And you give me your shoes, whatever the case may be. Those people are going to grow up, God willing that Caitlyn Clark continues in this league and Caitlyn Clark stays healthy. They're going to grow up thinking, okay, triple double is the goal. It's not, this whole thing about Caitlyn Clark being the first rookie to ever have a triple double and then did it again and then did it in the first game of her second season in the WNBA. This whole thing will become the thing that people want to get. We're talking about double doubles and double doubles and double doubles and double double streaks. And these young people are going to come up and say, listen, I want to be like Caitlyn. Get me to the triple double, not for stats sake, lest we get it wrong, lest I be misunderstood, not for stats sake, but because I see it can be done. That's the standard for greatness, like greatness, faster than others greatness, half the time greatness. I mean, when we think about this record that came out that they were talking about this season, most 20 points, 10 assist games in WNBA history. It was Diana Taurasi at one point. She had 9 in 565 games. Courtney Vandersloot has 10 in 430 games. Caitlyn Clark came along. She has 10 also, like Courtney Vandersloot. So are they tied? No, they're not tied. Caitlyn got 10, 20-point, 10 assist games in 42 games. That is absolutely off the charts. Like 10 in 430 games. First of all, Courtney Vandersloot outdid Diana Taurasi with 9. And it took her 565 games to do that. Courtney said, okay, I got you. I got 10. And I did it faster, 430 games. Dawn Staley talking about doing it in half the time. No, Caitlyn got 10 in 42 games. 42. The next closest, 430. This is off the charts. So for Dawn Staley to say she will go down as one of the best, like I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't go down as the best. What she is doing, this is why I say for Fever fans in particular, or even anti-Fever people who are like, oh, look at the team without Caitlyn. Yeah, without Caitlyn is key. There are huge pieces on this team, but we cannot underestimate the impact of not having Caitlyn Clark on a team that was prepared to have Caitlyn Clark on the floor. So Dawn Staley, I watched her in the WNBA. She's nothing to sneeze at as a point guard for recent stuff. I really, really was a big fan of Dawn Staley's, had a lot of respect for her, is a more accurate way of saying it. And then, you know, other stuff in recent years, I just can't really get down with that. But I gotta say, she ain't lying. I know there are probably people who are gonna be like, Dawn, why are you saying that? I'm not gonna name any names, but there are some folks, some legends who might be like, don't say that. And some current players as well. But sometimes you just gotta speak the truth. Hopefully all times we're speaking the truth, but we know it doesn't always work that way. And there are people who are tuned into Dawn Staley, and there are some who are like, thank you for saying that. And others who are like, don't say that. And others who are still in denial land. But it's just true. What Caitlyn brings is an asset to her team. It's also an asset to the league. And it's an asset to those who watch the league, and an asset to those who one day want to play in the league. The needle has moved, and Caitlyn Clark is that needle, really. So, yeah, good job, Dawn Staley, in speaking the truth there. Good job, Caitlyn. Continue to lift all boats. Once again, I appreciate you. And if you have not subscribed to the Adrienne Ross Show, please do. You know, we keep it real here on the Adrienne Ross Show, just as I keep it real on Adrienne Ross Squared, where I square off from A to Z. And I am not keeping it real over on TikTok because I don't have any videos on TikTok. I do have an account on TikTok, which I created only to combat the impersonators, but there's nothing on there. There's no videos on there. So if you're watching on TikTok, it's not me. It's somebody who's using my work. But the account I did create on TikTok, which has no videos on it, is called Real Adrienne Ross Show. All right. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.